Greetings. This is Jared Graham from Batch Energy, and I'm here to demonstrate a little tool I built over a weekend, which attempts to compare the differences in two eQUEST model input decks. So again, I just built this over a weekend. I was interested in learning a little bit about web reporting and user interface programming, and it's something I put together. It came out pretty nice, so I figured I'd share it with everyone. You're free to use it. You can download it from the website. I'll show you how to do that at the end. You have to give me your email address or anything. Just download it and use it. No warranties here, but certainly feel free to have a look and see what you think, and then feel free to use it to complete your eQuest work. So I'm going to launch my tool here now. We have three tabs. We have Inspect, Compare, and Merge. And Inspect is just going to take a single file and kind of report on it. And it's not as interesting, I guess, for demonstration as the Comparison tab. So the Comparison tab is going to compare two different input files, and we can select the report directory. This is the place the web report is going to be written out to, and then two files, and we can select the files in a very familiar Windows-like manner. We select Project A and Project B, and these are two substantially similar files. And then once we're done, we click Compare, and it goes through the process of creating a web report which illustrates the differences between the files. So here we can expand and contract the different object types into the objects, and then down to the objects themselves into attributes, and then look at the attributes and see how they differ. So here we have a difference in zone type. Here we have some other differences, and this space has this third space has a difference as well. As we scan down, we'll see some others that have differences. Let me get one that doesn't exist in another file. Here we go. It also detects if a particular object exists or doesn't exist in one of the files, or exists in one and not the other. So here we have a description missing in file Project 3B, and you can see that this entire window is absent in Project 3B, and therefore the attributes are not really applicable to being compared because they don't exist. So I don't have an expand all button at the top because it would expand into quite a bit of information. But I do have another mechanism to visualize the differences, which is just to show differences only. And this is going to create a report which only has the differences, which may be a little more useful, so we can see just the differences between the file, which is I think a nice little utility. So that's the file comparison tool. There's one more thing here. You can see Inspect and Compare. I talked about Merge is the third thing I'm working on. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm almost done. It's got about 10 or 15 hours left on it. And what that will do is it will take two input files and merge those two files. You cite one as having precedence, and then any objects that exist in one and not the other will be merged in automatically. And then in the event that there's a conflict in a particular attribute, it'll take one as precedence, I think is the way I'm going to do it. In any case, I'm not done with that yet, but the idea is that you might have two different engineers working on two eQuEST files separately, sort of in a different context or different objectives. Someone might be working on performance curves or lighting schedules, and the other one might be working on the geometric aspects or the systems, and those two people may want to work on that project at the same time and then subsequently splice those files together. eQuEST doesn't, as far as I know, is not capable of doing that natively, and doing that in the input file can be cumbersome because of the way the input file is structured, that the parent of particular objects is defined by the location of the object in the file, not by an attribute. So you can't simply put things in the file. You have to put them in a particular place, and if you put them in the wrong place, they get assigned to the wrong parent, etc. So I'm working on a merge tool. It's not done yet, but give me some feedback if you're interested in it. It might encourage me to stay up a little later and get that thing done. You can go to batchenergy.com right from my report if you're interested. You can contact me there. And if you want the software, go to batchenergy.com, click on the software tab, and on the right hand side you see EQ Tools. This is just going to allow you to download the installer. The installer is just a very small application, just with that single form that allows you to select two files. No warranties here, so but yeah, that said, please download and enjoy, and give me some feedback if you're interested in either improving this in any way through recommendations, or collaborating on maybe some development and making some improvements yourself. drop me a line. You can do so at info@batchenergy.com. Again, this is Jared Graham from Batch Energy. If you want to learn more about what we do as a whole, batchenergy.com is a great place to do so. There's lots of stuff here about what we do and how we do it. Hey, thanks a lot. You folks have a good one.